Hi, I'm Terrence Joyce, and this is a painting I'm working on in my studio in Nokomis, Florida. The name of the painting is Christ the Teacher, Cleansing the Temple. And it's inspired by the challenging words of Pope Francis to financial institutions, governments, religions themselves throughout the world to treat people better, that the systems don't work anymore. And that, I believe, is he was emulating his teacher, Christ, who was doing the same thing the day that is called Christ cleansing the temple. And he's confronting, in the manner that Mahatma Gandhi calls Satyagraha, confront an evil no matter what it does, even though you know it might kill you. And he knew he was going to be, this was going to get him killed, and it did a few days later. So he's not criticizing the religion or anything, just the manner that the leaders of the religion are treating their people. And so he kicked over the stalls and let the animals free for that day. And he has people questioning him, saying, what are we going to do? We have to make a living too. And that's what people all over the world are saying today. We have to make a living. How can we do it without hurting other people? Because by this time, the taxes at the temple, the prices for sacrificial animals, were bankrupting people who were told the only place their prayers were effective was at the temple in Jerusalem. And here they were, they couldn't approach God without being angry about the money and bitter about the taxes, and that's no way to pray. So Christ's confronting that entire system. He's challenging it, much like Francis is doing. There's people here running away, taking their belongings, going back up into the rooms of the temple. But others stay to listen to Christ. There's perhaps the rich young man, perhaps Nicodemus, who really was enthralled with Christ's words, perhaps the Samaritan woman from the well. Many people probably stayed to listen, people who had met Christ and really wanted to hear his words again. Here's maybe the centurion whose slave was healed, a Greek scholar who happened to be at the temple that day. And what Christ is pointing to when he said, my Father's house is a house of prayer, he's pointing to a better way. And that's what Francis, the Pope, is doing today. There's got to be a better way. And throughout history, lots of people have done that. In the corner there's Mahatma Gandhi, Sri Chinmoy, who preached and taught meditation at the United Nations for 30 years. He called it Oneness Home, the unity of all nations and all people. Martin Luther King Jr. Here are some people doing what Christ had suggested. Francis of Assisi, Mother Teresa. Francis is bringing a box of tools to an alcoholic, telling him to take care of his own family. And Mother Teresa's washing his feet. There's a Comboni nun there offering food to a family. A young girl is praying to Mary for her family here, the alcoholic. Comboni is here, Daniel Comboni, with his missionaries. He came up with the idea 100 years ago to have African priests and nuns take care of their own population. Mother Teresa of Avila is teaching a better way of prayer too, a more mystical prayer. But throughout the whole thing, there's also a parade going on here, kind of an All Saints Day parade with floats with lots of people carrying it. They're carrying it out into the distance. They're carrying, along with the floats of the saints, the message of Christ and his saints. A festival is going on. There's musicians from South America, a family of Native Americans bringing an offering to Christ. It's all a happy thing on this side, and wisdom on this side. And they're both the same thing. The wisdom of happiness is what this painting's about. The wisdom of a better way. And the finger in the middle is pointing to a better way. Up above that finger is the symbolic dove of the Holy Spirit, and from him is protruding millions of angels and saints and prophets with the stars lined up. They're all coming down to listen to Christ's message, that very wise message. The painting should be done in about 30 more days. There's a lot of detail. And then it will be installed at the Comboni Missionary Headquarters in Cincinnati in their chapel. Thank you.